Clint is doing a Superman step up.
I would have gone for a Sailor Moon jump.
Sailor Moon?
I don't do anime.
Because it's like, Sailor Moon!
The diet. Oh, the diet. Can we go to the next question? What's the next question? Not about diet.
The diet is super important. You're now over it and you're going out and you're at a party and people are eating really fun things and you're just like, not gonna eat that. Well, that's what you gotta do.
The one thing that hasn't gotten easier at all is the food.
I've started to learn a lot about what like really creative kind of things to do.
I am a chocolate fiend, and not having sugar is extremely difficult for me. So I have gotten really into cacao nibs, which is like the raw, unprocessed, unsweetened chocolate.
This was a whole thing full of water and like whey protein. And it's the grossest thing in the world. It's the grossest, most ridiculous, gross thing in the world. But I did it because it's a meal replacement and because it's better than eating sausage for breakfast, which I've done.
I wouldn't have been able to do it at all if my wife wasn't such a good chef. I can come home and she's made like these great chicken breasts with roasted vegetables and all kinds of, and it's just beautiful, colorful plates that look delicious to start with. And so it's like I sit down in front of it and I'm like, oh, great. I can do this. If it were just left up to me, like I would have given up and like just driven through In-N-Out a long time ago.
Julianna taught us that banana ice cream stuff, and it was delicious, and I make it now, and it's great.
Really big trick is no carbs an hour and a half before your workout. Every time you want to eat a carb, think of it this way. I look at myself in the mirror, I'm making huge changes. You want to look okay? Eat it. You want to look amazing? Don't eat it. Is that carb worth not getting the change this week? And it's really important to buy into what you're doing. You always hear team coaches saying, we did well because everybody bought in. You gotta buy into your program. You gotta buy in to your success. Look at where you're at today, know where you're going, and see that you're succeeding. Everybody here is making enormous changes. You can see their bodies changing, you can see their minds changing. Now you just wanna stick to it. You wanna be a finisher. Pull the abs in. You all right?
Yeah, it's like this weird, it's like an inch where I either feel it on my back or on my knees, and I can't quite get it. You know? What am I doing wrong?
Okay, you may not be doing anything wrong. We kept the knees back, then it went into your back. You go your knees a little forward, then it's in your knees.
Yeah.
Well, some exercises, which the squat is one of the greatest exercises, may not be exactly what's good for you. So I'm gonna give you a different option. Still a squat, but let's see if this is better where there's not a bar on your back. Feet out, same thing, down and up. But this one we drive up and get off your heels, squeeze your butt. We're doing a little different. So up, boom. Okay, you see? This is a great exercise. It's the same sort of movement, but the positioning of the weight's different, and it's a better exercise for you.
Much better.
I need to be able to lift a little heavier with Joe. Joe needs to go up in weight. We're getting him up, and you can see the muscle development. You can see that taper happening that I talked about at the beginning. Well, to keep that going, to really ball out that shoulder, to really bring out the pecs, I need a little bit more weight.
I feel the urge to live better. You know, I didn't think that I would get to this point, but I was like, you know what? At the end of the show, no one's gonna know that I quit. But now I don't feel like that's gonna be the case. I feel like I'm gonna keep trying to do it. Let's do the whole thing. And this is how Joe ended up in the hospital.
Nice, nice. Hold it down and then go. Beautiful. Wow. Were you impressed?
I thought he was joking when he said he was going to do the whole stack. I just looked over and I was very surprised. Good job.
We gotta get more weight in here for this guy.
I have a ton more energy. I think people have noticed that I have a ton more energy, and the energy makes me slightly nicer as a human being.
The other day, it was a Sunday, and I texted Cruz and I said to him, you do your cardio yet? And he says to me that he was sitting in bed, looking at his phone going, I'm gonna skip cardio today. He saw that text, got his butt up, got to the gym, did the cardio, and then tweeted a picture of himself just dripping in sweat.
My biggest obstacle with ever going to the gym has always been like, I don't want people to look at me. Like, that's really it. Like, I don't want to exercise because I'm like, oh, I look weird in that place. Like,
I'm really proud of you. I gotta tell you, when people start off over 300 pounds, it's mentally really difficult to walk into a gym, to come and say, okay, here I am. But this guy right here, he's had absolutely no issue with it.
it's double the reason. I should doubly be there compared to the people who look like they should be there.
That's what makes me the happiest, is that I think you have to feel comfortable in your own skin. And the problem with a lot of people is they're not comfortable in their own skin. And I always hear, I'm gonna work out first before I start going to the gym. Makes no sense. I promise you, nobody cares. Oh, these dogs are hungry
Who's
too.
gonna do it, you know? Everybody's gotta do it.
Chest out and up. This works the whole posterior chain, basically from your ankles to your head. And this helps build up the back of your legs, your butt, and also your lower back, bringing up the V in your back.
Just when you get used to something, he makes it like 20% harder. It's not impossible. It's just 20% harder. So it's like nothing ever gets easy. As soon as you think something's starting to get easy, it means it's about to change drastically for the worse.
This is called the hip thruster. This works your glutes and your hamstrings. Ready? And drive. By building up the glutes, you're actually taking pressure off the knees. Nice. You see, I make exercises out of everything, but this is one of the best for your glute that exists. Look straight ahead, don't look down. Stay on that right heel and then drive up. You see, when you go down like that, drop that knee, now the right glute is doing all the work. And your abs are engaged because you're having to control your core while you do this.
So the first couple of weeks of this, I wasn't really losing any fat very quickly.
Remember I talked to you about the weight wasn't coming down for Julianna? I wanted to have her checked. She went to her doctor, he checked it out, and there was an issue.
And Steve had a thought that maybe my thyroid wasn't working properly, which I had always sort of thought maybe I had hypothyroidism before. I got my blood test done and they actually fell within normal range, but there's something called functional hypothyroidism. So my doctor put me on a thyroid supplement and an adrenal supplement because both of those things work symbiotically in your body. Suddenly, the weight's starting to come off and it's kind of amazing. I feel like the weight on my stomach that I've sort of been like hoarding for years, unfortunately, it's starting to go away. And I was so frustrated the first few weeks of this because I was working my ass off and nothing was happening. Now that my body can use my thyroid hormone properly and all of that is balanced out, you know, I'm not working against myself while I'm working out, so I'm super happy I went to go see my doctor.
Let me tell you, all those celebrities are always going to see their healthcare professional because they are an instrument. You're an instrument. Treat yourself the same way. They're gonna be at optimum health to get optimal results. You have to do the same thing. You guys ready? I think Julianna's sleeping. So we are having our first sit-up competition. Okay, ready? Set, go. Okay, somebody's tush is way up in the air. Drop them down. Okay, we are at 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Wow. 45. Keep it going. Up, Cruz down first. At 48 seconds. We've hit the minute. Keep it going, keep it going. Those abs pulled in. Breathe through, breathe through. We're at a minute, 15 seconds now.
Okay, done. Now.
That was very graceful. I think you could have gone longer. Minute 40. Wow, wow, look at that, it's like an earthquake. Minute 45, Joe. Look at Joe, look at him. 150 for Joe.
Can you like ask Steve hypothetically if one of us had 2 beers for his birthday, how much extra cardio that means? Just when you get a chance.
Depending on how many calories the beer is. If it's 150 calories each beer, that's going to be 300 calories is an extra 30 minutes of pretty hard cardio.
So I just talked to Steve. 2 beers, 150 calories per beer. You got about 30 minutes extra cardio today.
Awesome.